Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to my messy ass shop. I have the Subaru pulled in and the Corvette sitting outside because I got a package in the mail yesterday that I was not expecting. My Nameless exhaust showed up for the Subaru. Look at just how beautiful that stainless and the welds and everything are. Nice stainless tip. Came with hardware and a license plate frame with a couple stickers. You know, those are good for 10 horsepower a piece. But so we're gonna put this on. This is their muffler delete kit for the 2012 to 2016 2.0i sedan. So they're specific on their body styles, years, makes, models, because everything's different. So that's the one I ordered. I ordered it right after I bought the car, and it's like a 4 to 8 week lead time on that stuff because they build it in batches. So you order it, and then it goes into to be built status. And then once they get enough orders for that particular thing, they build a batch of them and then ship them out. So we just got it. So it should be fairly easy. I have to go to work this afternoon, so I want to try and get this done before, but should just have to do 2 bolts underneath and then the hangers. And we'll get that big giant muffler off there, and maybe we can get some subie rumble out of this. So I'll get cracking and I'll check back in with you in a minute. So just a quick heads up, the nuts and bolts on the flange are so rusted that you can't fit a wrench on there. So I'm having to fire up my compressor and use my cutoff wheel to grind the bolts off. So we got one done. I put a jack stand under there to support the exhaust, but we got one done, and we'll slide under and cut the other side. All right, after all that work, we got the big giant muffler off. Look how big that thing is. So now we'll clean up the flange and get the new piece on with the new gaskets and stuff. Hear how it sounds. All right, we got it all done. Everything's bolted up tight. See right there, nice tip. So I'll set you up and we'll start it up and pull it outside. So this 2012, when you first start it, it kicks itself up to a high idle till it reaches operating temperature, and then it drops down. So it's gonna probably have a little bark when you first start it, but doesn't sound too bad. I guess we'll find out when I drive it to work. Maybe you come along for a ride. All right, so we got our extra 5 horsepower put on there, and now that it's warmed up, we'll give you a little rev. See, to me, that's going to be perfect. It's not going to be overly loud, but you still get some subie rumble, and then I'll have to get some unequal length headers later. All right, everybody, we're going to go for a quick ride in the Subaru while I talk to you about a couple things. So this car, when I bought it, had had a bad wheel bearing. So this car's been in and out of the shop for last week, I guess it was. So first, the dealership I bought it from paid for the wheel bearing because they knew it was bad when I bought it. So that was in at Northridge Automotive for a day. I dropped it off on a Monday. Dropped it off on a Monday, picked it up on a Tuesday. they had it for a day. They're really good people, really good with Subarus. So if any of you guys are watching and you're local to this area, need Subaru work done, I'd go there. But then, as I mentioned before, this had 2 open recalls, and so I dropped it off at the Subaru dealership on last Thursday night, and they were real good. They gave me a 2021 Outback as a loaner car. Nice car. Didn't have some of the features like this car had, but it also had some better features, better stereo system, navigation and stuff like that. But they had it for 3 days, I guess. There's Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. I just got it back this last Tuesday. But a part of that recall work involved pulling the engine completely out, because one of them was the brake lamp switch and the other was a valve springs. So engine had to come out, and then they called and upsold me on complete gasket set, and we resealed the whole motor, which is fine. I'll pay for that. Didn't need to, but I did have cam covers leaking, and it did have a few small oil leaks, which I didn't really want. Like I said before, this thing has to last me a couple years. The big issue that we ran into was the throwout bearing and the clutch were fried. This now has 111,000 miles on it, so it's probably the original clutch. They had called me a day before, and I agreed to throwout bearing on it, and that's as far as we'd go, because they were thinking that the clutch was good, but apparently the more they tore into it, the worse it got. And so they went ahead and put a clutch in and kind of just ate that cost on their own. So we'll go over it here in a few minutes. Yeah, so shout out to Ryan there at Don K Subaru in the service department. He did everything he could to give me as many discounts as I could get to where we were both comfortable with him. You know, they're still going to make some money, and you know, I was at the agreed price we had agreed to. So all in all, and I know this video is going to be short today too, by the way, but all in all, it cost me like $2,200 to have this car fixed. So that's all new gaskets, the valve springs, oil change, oil filter, new timing belt, new spark plugs while the engine was out. Not timing belt, serpentine belt, sorry. And then a whole new clutch. So we should be sitting pretty good as far as not having to do extensive repairs anytime soon on anything. And it saved me several $1,000s in work while they just had everything out and were working on it. So but that also ate into the money I had for mods. I did have some stuff already ordered and on its way, so I still have the Nameless exhaust is ordered. It's in the to be built stage. I guess they build in batches, so when they get enough orders, then they'll build them. So I'm waiting on that. That's usually a 4 to 8 week lead time, they say on their website. So whatever. We have the rally armor mud flaps. We have the tow hook. Go full ricer mode. That's probably going to be it. And then I'll save up, and this summer we'll get the windows retinted or get them tinted darker. I do have a shift knob for it sitting at the house. I just got to put that in. But now it's Saturday, and we have a winter storm warning in effect until tomorrow, or till Monday morning. So we're supposed to get some wind and snow over the next 48 hours, and then the temperatures go sub-zero. So ought to be a good time for the next couple days. But with that said, guys, I have 3 pages of receipts. Of all the work they've done, and I'll show you here in a few minutes the final total. So talk to you soon.